Hey everybody, welcome back to Results Through Integrity with me, Jason Duncan, and our video series on the 7 habits of highly effective people. For those of you that have been following along on my YouTube channel and on Instagram TV, I've been going through this little book, this little card deck called the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's 1 card per week for 52 weeks. It goes through all of the activities that match the 7 habits of highly effective people as talked about in the book by Dr. Stephen Covey. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It's probably one of my top recommendations for books, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, and no matter what business you're in, because you want to be highly effective no matter who you are, whether you're a housewife, whether you're a professional soccer player, whether you're an entrepreneur, a salesperson, or a garbage collector. It doesn't matter what stage of your life you're in. If you want to be more effective as a human being, you really should read this book. So as we've been going through these 7 habits of highly effective people, I want to share with you this week what I believe to be the most difficult activity mentioned in the entire book, and that is the activity of forgiveness. The card this week is talking about the habit of private victory to public victory. For those of you that are reading the book or know about it, you know that one of the habits of a highly effective person is taking the private victories and making them public victories. And one way to do that is by operating through a sense of forgiveness. And this is one of the most difficult tasks for human beings, because we don't like to, first of all, admit we're wrong and ask for forgiveness, but we also don't like to forgive other people when they do things wrong to us. Somehow inside us, there seems to be this pride that bubbles up and doesn't allow us to do it. On the front of the card, it simply says this: if you realize you've been hurt and it still bothers you, realize that person has weaknesses just as you do. Forgive that person. Easy, easy, easy to say, easy, easy, easy to write, very difficult to do. If you flip the card around on the back, it says to ask yourself this question: am I carrying around the burden of someone else's words or actions? We've all been hurt at some time or another by someone else's thoughtless words or actions. I know that just last week I was in an intense, shall we say, conversation with a member of my family, and I realized that that person had done something wrong and I needed to forgive them. In the like manner, there were things that I had done wrong and I needed to ask for forgiveness. It's a two-way street. What I needed to do was go and forgive that person, even though I didn't want to, even though I felt it would be better if I just hold on to that. And it makes me supposedly feel better, but in actuality, I don't. In order to be an effective person, you've got to learn to forgive. The quote of the week this week is from Stephen Covey, and it says, anytime we think the problem is out there, that very thought is the problem. And isn't that the problem with society? Is that we're always thinking the problem is somewhere else and it's not in us? So if we're going to fix the society, if we're going to fix our community, if we're going to fix our business, if we're going to fix our family, if we're going to fix our relationships, it has to begin inside. What are you doing to make it better? Thank you for tuning in this week on our 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with me, Jason Duncan, and Results Through Integrity. I'd be honored if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love to put out great content every single week. And if you follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn, you can find me at The Real Jason Duncan at either location, whether it be Instagram or LinkedIn. I will see you next week, and remember, Jesus is King.